Shalom. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua Bahashim Kodesh. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS, who the true leaders of Israel today. And salutations to all of the Akim who do this work in truth and sincerity, who are risking their lives and their freedoms to do so, as well as the scattered Israelites who come looking like the heathen, but are not, by way of their forefathers' seeds, who are Israelite men. The true name of the Most is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushua. And the Lord's holy chosen people are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as we're the ones who suffer under the curses in the book of Deuteronomy. My name is Akalio, and in the news, it's back again. All right, it's back again once more. The C19, and it made its debut as a pandemic in 2020, and it's back again. All right, let's take a look at what's going on because it's hot in the news, man. This is fresh off the press. Well, kind of. 4 days ago. 4 days ago. But they reported it 4 days ago, 3 days ago, and then they reported it again today. So something's cooking, something's being pushed. And y'all already know what it is, man, from the last time, okay? If you're in this truth, you know what it is. But here it is. The new strain that has hit the shores of the United States from China once again. Yes, this is the narrative that they are going with. New C19 strain from China that saw massive hospitalization spike spreads to US. Highly infectious new C19 strain from China that led to massive spike in hospitalizations has spread to the US, including New York City. A new highly infectious C19 strain that has left to a spike in hospitalizations in China, and at the end of last year in December, going into the new year, they did declare a state of emergency in China due to the whole quademic situation. All right, so including cases in New York City, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The new NB.1.81 variant was first detected in the US in late March and early April among international travelers arriving at airports in California, Washington State, Virginia, and New York, with additional cases in Ohio, Rhode Island, and Hawaii. The CDC has said there are too few cases in the US to be properly tracked in the agency's variant estimates, but experts are warning that the run in China shows it spreads more quickly than other dominant strains of the respiratory infection. So this is worse than the one from before in 2020 is what they're saying, because it's not that what do you say? The CDC has said there are too few cases in the US to be properly tracked, right? So it's not spread, widespread as yet, but they're saying that it spreads more quickly than the other dominant strains. Yo, the scriptures say it, man. The scriptures say it in the book of Revelation, chapter 12 and verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil, referring to the so-called white man, the great deceiver, is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So he's coming with great wrath because he knows his time is short. His rulership is coming to an end. And I'm talking about the so-called white man, all right, who is the biblical Edomite, whose forefather is Esau. This is their wicked, vile, abominable kingdom, and it's coming to an end. As the scriptures say that he shall be loosed for a little season, and the scriptures say that his bounds are appointed that he cannot pass. So this kingdom was always set for an expiry date. We are at the end of it, right? We are in fact at the end of that statue, right? In the book of Daniel. Okay? So at the end of this kingdom is the start of the kingdom of the Israelites. So our kingdom is coming a kingdom of righteousness, but the devil is coming with great wrath, man. This thing here once again to bring havoc and hell to the earth. It looks like we'll see. We'll see how they develop this, because this is back on the horizon as a new highly infectious strain from China, right? Okay, and we know what happened before. So if they run the narrative for this, we're gonna be in lockdown very soon, you know? So, the people are will be going buck wild and crazy over that, but it's not just the C19, right? You have the whole bird flu situation going on. So I mean, the thing is in Matthew 24, right? It says Yahushua said in Matthew 24 and verse 6, right? Because of verse 3, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? Which is talking about the end of an age, which is talking about the end of the rulership of the so-called white man, right? We're in that period of time, that era. Verse 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Literally happening right now. For nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. Literally the same thing. There's many talks about World War III right now, which is also a part of Bible prophecy. All right, there's apparently some stuff going on right now, some tensions escalating between Russia and the whole Ukraine situation, and then you have Israel, the state of Israel, the Israelis and Iran, that entire situation. So, yes, those are rumors of wars and nation rising against nation. And then it says, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. So we're going to be seeing earthquakes already happening very frequently, famines and pestilences. So these are the two things that are going to be picking up in the times that we're in right now. And it says these are the beginning of sorrow. So these things are all going to happen, and these are the beginning of sorrows, which means that things are going to get worse. We're heading into the time of Jacob's trouble, which is a time that never before upon us as a nation. And it is out of Jacob's trouble, this very terrible time upon us as a nation, the children of Israel. It is out of Jacob's trouble that we will be delivered out of, right? Those of us those of the elect, and those of us, hoping to be a part of the elect, who are of the hopeful elect, we're prisoners of hope, so we hope to be saved. All right. But it says famines and pestilences, plural, pestilences, plural. All right. So with the C19 back on the horizon, you got the bird flu situation that is still ramping up. Those are two pestilences right there. That's plural. And then who knows what else is on the horizon. All right, something else new out of the blue, that is even more devastating, or actually devastating, you know what I'm saying, is going to push through, and it's just going to ravage the world. All right, but regardless, the scriptures does say that there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places, and these things, this thing coming up again, the whole bird flu situation, and then even the plethora of the other plagues and diseases that they've brought up over these past few months since the beginning of the year, from the Ebola scare in New York to the virus that they said they found in Alabama, right, to whatever disease they say is coming out of Africa. All of these things, man, are pestilences. And the scriptures say that there shall be pestilences. So we're in that time, man, and things are going to get very terrible really soon. Okay? I mean, they're all just reporting the same thing. It's all one agenda. It's an Omicron variant. Here's all you need to know. Okay, so I mean, yeah. Between measles and bird flu, there is no shortage of outbreaks to monitor. There it is. No shortage of outbreaks to monitor. I didn't even know measles was out there. Okay. But yeah, that's it. That's it. This is what's on the block right now. Back on the block, rather. And they're pushing the narrative on it, and they haven't let go of the bird flu narrative, and who knows what else will come. Right? But the scriptures let us know that there shall be these things shall come to pass. All right. And then in the Apocryphal, it says in 2 Esdras chapter 16 and verse 37, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth great pains compass her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. So the judgments of Yahweh Shemishai have been set to occur, and they shall occur, and they shall come to pass, and none will be able to escape it except for those who are Israelites, and those who are of the elect of the nation of Israel will be protected by Yahweh Shemishai in these terrible days. But, I didn't even, when I seen this, oh, and there's more news. Actually, hear this. All right, so apparently a doctor out here in Jamaica, I heard it just today, he said that he warned a family member of mine that the C19 is back as a new strain and all these things, like it's back. You know what I'm saying? And that person told me, they were like, oh, wow, you had just mentioned that to me. And then the doctor just mentioned that to me, And I was like, oh, cool, But you know what the doctor actually said? The doctor said that around a patient that is deemed sickly, right? They said that the doctor said that we should perhaps start to wear masks because of the rise of the C19 again. We should start to wear masks around that sickly patient. That's what was the information related to me. So, it's just an anecdotal account of a little brief conversation I had, but it does speak to me in certain kinds of ways where like they're aware, and it looks like we may just be going through that whole thing once again, the same song and dance, the same play. But we'll see how it all goes, and that's just what it is. With that, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shemishai. Oh, and of course, repent. Given the times that we're in, given the times that we're heading towards, repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. So with that, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shemishai by Shemaka Kodesh. Shalom.